What is sexual healing? In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what sexual healing actually is. And I felt like I needed to do this video because I hear that term thrown out a lot, and people mean very different things by it. Some of them are good, some of them are not so good. So we're going to clear up some of that today. We're going to talk about what it really is, what it isn't, what you could possibly get out of it, and what you should watch out for. But before we do that, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Doing so greatly helps the channel, helps the algorithms, and helps me get these videos out to the people who really need them. I'm Kevin Anthony, Certified Sexologist, Tantra Counselor, NLP Practitioner, and sex, love, and relationship coach. And for over 10 years, I have been helping men, women, and couples have the relationship of their dreams and the best sex of their lives. Okay, so what is sexual healing? Well, as I mentioned, this term has been used a lot of different ways. The medical dictionary, I looked this up, says health benefits due to sexual activity. Well, okay, but that's not really what we're talking about, and that's not really what most people mean when they say sexual healing. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people out there who are offering sexual healing sessions who really what they're doing is just wanting to touch people's genitals and be sexual in some way with them. The problem with that is that not only does it not create healing a lot of the time, it can actually create more trauma. And trauma is a big piece of this. So when it comes to what is sexual healing, we need to talk a little bit about sexual trauma. So when we're talking about healing, we're actually talking about healing any trauma around sexuality. And that to me really is the essence of sexual healing. We all, throughout our lives, have things happen, whether intentionally or unintentionally, that contribute to us maybe seeing sex in a certain way that may or may not be healthy, that might lead to sexual behaviors that may or may not be healthy, that may lead to repression of our sexuality, which is a healthy piece of the whole human being. And so what we want to do through sexual healing is we want to release those things. We want to figure out what traumas are there, what things are holding us back from being able to really fully, truly express ourselves as healthy sexual beings, and get rid of them, move them out. And to me, that is really the essence of sexual healing. So this trauma can be psychological or it can be physical. One of the things that we have learned is that trauma does indeed get stored in the body. There's a long explanation for that I won't go into now. If you really want to know more about that, you could check out a book called Molecules of Emotion by Candace Pert. She's the woman that discovered the opiate receptor. And she was really the first person to show that emotions can get stored in our body pretty much anywhere. Used to be thought that the emotions were only in the brain and that we only had receptor sites for those emotions in our brain. It turns out we have receptor sites throughout our whole body and that emotions can get stuck there. There's a very popular book that has been out for a number of years now called The Emotion Code. This is another book that talks about how emotions can get trapped in our body. So those are a couple of resources you can check out if you want to know more about how the trauma can manifest physically in our bodies. But the healing really occurs when we're no longer holding on to this trauma, either by releasing it mentally, emotionally, or physically. And we can use tools to do all of those things. Some modalities that you could potentially use for sexual healing would be things like working with a coach or a therapist. There is benefit to working with a coach or therapist. They can sometimes help you bring these things to the surface and release them, at least identify those patterns, and then you can work on releasing them. You can work with somebody like a sexological body worker. This is something that Celine used to do, helping people release the physical trauma. This was especially huge when working with women. There are techniques that you can use one of which is called clocking in the vagina, that can help release stuck trauma and emotions. It's a very, very powerful work. If you've never heard of it, go check that out. Sometimes simply being in a really supportive relationship with a partner who really shows up and really holds space for you and really is accepting of who you are and what your sexuality looks like can simply be enough to heal some of those old wounds, some of that old trauma. And also, you can do some introspection or meditation around it. Once you've identified, or even if you haven't, you can simply ask yourself, what is holding me back? What is potentially in the way of me being able to express my sexuality to its fullest in a healthy way? And see what comes up. There might be some things that you didn't realize or you never thought of. And once you've identified them, then you can figure out what the appropriate modality for you is. That list that I gave you of modalities is by no means the exhaustive list, but it's a good start, and you might find others by exploring that. I do want to give you a word of caution if you are setting out on a journey of sexual healing. There are a lot of people out there that claim to be sexual healers. There are a lot of people that will tell you, if you just get naked with me and let me touch your genitals, I can heal all your sexual trauma. Or they'll tell you things like, if you just have sex with me, I can heal all your sexual trauma. Do not fall for this. It will likely cause more sexual trauma. So really seek out qualified professionals. Get references from people that have worked with this person before and find one that works for you. Maybe you're not ready yet for somebody to actually touch you and do the work that a sexological body worker might do. Maybe you need to start simply by seeing a therapist and talking about what has happened. That might be the perfect start for you. So figure out what works best for you. Do not get sucked into the sort of false guru, new age, spiritual, I can heal all of your sexual problems nonsense, because they're most likely just going to create more. As always, the first step towards healing is to recognize that there is something that needs to be healed. Then you want to set the intention to consciously work on that. And be gentle with yourself. Healing is a process. It is a journey. It takes time. Do not put too much pressure on yourself to have to heal everything right away. I have seen too many people go down that road where they just jump into, modality after modality after modality, and they're going to tackle this issue and then this issue and then this issue. And it can be overwhelming. You've got time, slow down, take it one thing at a time, make good choices, choose the right people to help you. It is a lifelong journey. Whenever we think that we are fully healed of our traumas, there's always layers underneath. Now the layers might be smaller, shallower, less traumatic, but I bring that up because I want you to know that this is a process that takes time. And you will unravel more layers of it as time goes by. And the more layers that you unravel, the better you will feel about yourself, the more whole, the more integrated, the better you will show up in your relationships, and the better sex you will have. So there you go. I hope you found this interesting. I hope maybe you learned something. If you were curious about embarking on a journey of sexual healing, maybe this gave you a few tips and pointed you in the right direction. And if you're looking for more tips on sex, love, and relationship, make sure that you check out some of the playlists on this channel. Also listen to the Love Lab podcast right here on this channel or on any major podcast platform. And additionally, if you go to my website, kevinandceline.com/vault, you can sign up for a free library of resources to help you have the relationship of your dreams and the best sex of your life.